My dear friend, your soulmate is going through a significant challenge, and it involves you more than you may realize. You must not turn away from this moment, because what is taking place right now is far from insignificant. It is not accidental, and it carries a level of importance that can influence your journey in ways you cannot fully recognize yet. I am telling you plainly that your soulmate is standing in the center of a serious struggle, and the result of this situation is connected directly to you, to your decisions, to your awareness, and to your willingness to remain present. If you overlook this, you could miss a pivotal moment that was meant to bring healing, renewal, and a powerful bond into your life. I am speaking to you because this connection has entered your life for a purpose that is only beginning to reveal itself. This is not about luck or coincidence. It is about alignment and divine timing that has been developing long before you became aware of it. The person who shares a profound connection with your soul is experiencing confusion, pressure, and emotional burdens that they are finding increasingly difficult to carry on their own. Their circumstances are not affecting only them. They are creating waves that reach into your life as well. Even if you have not fully recognized it yet, you may have sensed an unusual pull recently, a sudden heaviness, a quiet concern that seems to appear without any obvious reason. There are moments when your thoughts drift back to this person unexpectedly. Moments when you feel that something is happening, even though no conversation has taken place. Those feelings are more important than you realize. There are connections in life that operate beyond ordinary understanding. Connections that continue communicating even in silence. Connections that remain alive even when distance separates two people. This is one of those rare connections. Your soulmate is carrying something that has become harder and harder to ignore. What once felt manageable now feels overwhelming. What once seemed easy to avoid now demands their attention. They have arrived at a place where the distractions that once helped them escape are no longer effective. They try to focus on daily responsibilities. They try to remain occupied. They try to persuade themselves that everything is under control. Yet deep inside they know that something must change. The pressure they are feeling is not only coming from the outside world, it is coming from within as well. It comes from questions they have avoided asking themselves. It comes from emotions they postponed confronting. It comes from truths that have been patiently waiting beneath the surface. For a long time, they believed they could continue moving forward without addressing what was hidden inside them. Now they are discovering that certain things refuse to remain buried. Some emotions return. Some memories continue to live on. Some connections keep calling to the heart no matter how much time passes. This realization has created tension within them. Part of them desires clarity. Part of them longs for comfort. Part of them wants to face the truth, yet another part of them remains afraid of what that truth may demand. This inner conflict has become exhausting. You may not be able to see it from the outside, but they are carrying much more than they reveal. The version of themselves they show to the world is not the same version they encounter when they are alone with their thoughts. When the day becomes quiet and the distractions disappear, reality catches up with them. That is when your name surfaces. That is when memories return. That is when emotions become impossible to ignore. Recently, those moments have become increasingly frequent. Something is shifting inside them. They are beginning to view situations differently. They are starting to question choices that once seemed obvious. They are beginning to notice patterns that no longer support their growth. Transformation often begins this way, not with certainty, not with confidence, but with discomfort. The discomfort of realizing that something must change. The discomfort of recognizing that avoiding a problem has not solved it. The discomfort of understanding that truth eventually asks for attention. Your soulmate is standing in that uncomfortable place right now. And while they may not fully understand everything that is happening, they can feel it. They can feel the pressure increasing. They can feel the questions becoming louder. They can feel the desire for honesty growing stronger. This is why you are being called to stay grounded, not anxious, not fearful, but grounded. Because when one person is struggling to find clarity, the other person must avoid becoming trapped in confusion. Your strength during this season is not found in having every answer. Your strength is found in remaining steady while those answers are still forming. There will be moments when you crave immediate clarity, Moments when you wish everything would reveal itself instantly. Moments when you feel tempted to create conclusions before the full picture becomes visible. Resist that temptation. The situation unfolding now is much larger than what can be seen on the surface. There are lessons taking place within both of you. While they are learning accountability, you are learning patience. While they are learning honesty, you are learning trust. While they are learning courage, you are learning stability. Neither lesson is easy, yet both are necessary. You have already grown far more than you realize. Think about the person you were a year ago. Think about how you responded to uncertainty. Then consider how quickly fear could once influence your emotions. You are not the same person anymore. Life has strengthened you. Challenges have shaped you. Difficult seasons have refined your character. The growth you have experienced was not wasted. It was preparing you for moments such as this. Because the truth is that strong connections are not tested during easy seasons. They are tested during uncertain ones. They are tested when clarity is absent. They are tested when emotions become complicated. Right now, both of you are moving through such a season. But seasons never last forever. They serve a purpose. They teach what needs to be learned. They reveal what needs to be revealed. Then they pass. Your soulmate is approaching a moment where avoidance will no longer be possible, a moment when decisions must be made, a moment when truth becomes more valuable than comfort. When that moment arrives, everything may begin moving faster than expected. What feels slow today can suddenly change tomorrow. What feels distant now can suddenly feel close. What feels uncertain today can unexpectedly become clear. That is why your role right now is not to panic. Your role is to prepare your heart, remain calm, stay open, and stay anchored in truth, because the choices made during this season will influence what comes next. And what comes next has the potential to reveal far more than either of you currently understands. If this message speaks to your heart, take a moment to acknowledge it. There is something important happening beneath the surface of this situation that you may not fully see yet. Your soulmate is beginning to experience the consequences of everything they have been avoiding, not as punishment, but as an awakening. Life has a way of bringing hidden things into the light when the timing is right. What once remained buried begins to rise. What once seemed easy to ignore starts demanding attention, and what once felt distant suddenly becomes deeply personal. This is exactly where they are standing now. For a long time, they believed they could continue moving forward without confronting certain emotions. They convinced themselves that staying busy was enough. They told themselves that time would solve what they refused to face. But time does not 8:05, 8 minutes, 5 seconds raise truth. It reveals it. The more they tried to move away from what they felt, the more obvious those feelings. 8 to 128 minutes, 12 seconds became. The more they tried to distract themselves, the louder their inner voice grew. The more they tried to avoid 8 to 198 minutes, 19 seconds, reflection, the more life created moments that forced reflection upon them. That is why things feel different. 8 to 268 minutes, 26 seconds now. There is a growing awareness inside them that cannot be pushed aside anymore. And awareness changes. 8:328 minutes, 32 seconds, everything. Once a person sees the truth clearly, they cannot return to the comfort of pretending not to see it. 8:408 minutes, 40 seconds. This realization has created tension in their life. There are moments when they feel confident about what they need to do. Then doubt appears. There are moments when they want to move closer. 8:528 minutes, 52 seconds. Then fear reminds them of old disappointments. There are moments when they feel ready to speak honestly. Then 8:598 minutes, 59 seconds, uncertainty causes hesitation. This internal struggle may explain some of the mixed signals you have felt. One day, 9:079 minutes, 7 seconds, they seem emotionally present. Another day they seem distant. Done moment, they appear certain. The next moment, they 9:169 minutes, 16 seconds appear confused. What you are witnessing is not a lack of feeling. It is the struggle that happens when a person is 9:239 minutes 23 seconds, trying to find the courage to act on what they feel. And courage is rarely born in comfort. Courage develops when a 9:309 minutes 30 seconds person becomes tired of living beneath their own truth. Your soulmate is reaching that point. They are becoming tired of carrying questions that have no 9:399 minutes 39 seconds answers. Tired of replaying old memories. Tired of wondering what could have been. Tired of pretending certain 9:479 minutes 47 seconds emotions no longer matter. What they may not fully realize yet is that the answers they seek cannot be found by 9:549 minutes 54 seconds running. They can only be found by facing what has been avoided. This is why the season you are both moving through matters so much, because it is 10:0310 minutes 3 seconds, teaching lessons that neither of you could have learned any other way. You have been learning how to remain grounded when circumstances are unclear. 10:1110 minutes 11 seconds. You have been learning how to trust yourself instead of constantly seeking reassurance from outside sources. You have been learning how to protect your 10:1910 minutes 19 seconds. Peace without closing your heart. Those lessons are valuable because when important moments arrive, emotional. 10:2610 minutes 26 seconds, stability becomes one of your greatest strengths. Many people lose opportunities because fear speaks louder. 10:3310 minutes 33 seconds than wisdom. Many people walk away from meaningful situations because uncertainty makes them uncomfortable. 10:4110 minutes 41 seconds. Many people sabotage connections because they react before they understand. You are being guided away from those 10:4810 minutes 48 seconds mistakes. You are being shown the value of patience. Patience is not weakness. Patience is strength under control. 10:5610 minutes 56 seconds. Patience is the ability to remain calm while life reveals what needs to be revealed. And right now, life is 11:0311 minutes 3 seconds, revealing a great deal. Your soulmate is beginning to question things they once accepted without thought. 11:1011 minutes 10 seconds. They are beginning to see situations from a different perspective. They are beginning to understand that some choices carry consequences that cannot be ignored forever. 11:2011 minutes 20 seconds. This process may feel slow from the outside, but inside them, much more is happening than you realize. There are 11:2811 minutes 28 seconds conversations taking place within their own heart. Questions they ask themselves when nobody else is around. Moments of 11:35, 11 minutes, 35 seconds, reflection that leave them staring into silence. Moments when they recognize how much has changed. Moments when they realize that certain feelings never truly disappeared. 11:46, 11 minutes, 46 seconds, and those realizations are becoming harder to dismiss. What once felt like a temporary thought now feels significant. 11:5411 minutes, 54 seconds. What once felt like a passing emotion now feels permanent. What once felt easy to avoid now feels impossible to escape. 12:0212 minutes, 2 seconds. Growth often looks exactly like this. 12:0412 minutes, 4 seconds. Messy, uncomfortable, uncertain, yet necessary. 12:08 minutes, 8 seconds, because transformation rarely happens while everything remains comfortable. 12:1312 minutes, 13 seconds, transformation happens when comfort stops working. And that is exactly where your soulmate finds themselves. The old 12:2112 minutes, 21 seconds ways of coping are no longer bringing peace. The old explanations no longer feel convincing. The old distractions no. 12:2812 minutes, 28 seconds longer provide relief. Something deeper is asking for attention. Something deeper is asking for honesty. And 12:3512 minutes, 35 seconds. Honesty changes lives. The interesting thing about truth is that once it begins rising, nothing can stop it completely. 12:4212 minutes, 42 seconds. It may be delayed. It may be resisted. 12:4612 minutes, 46 seconds. It may be ignored for a while, but eventually it finds its way into the open. That is why you should not lose hope during uncertain moments. The 12:5512 minutes, 55 seconds situation is still moving. The story is still unfolding, and important pieces are still falling into place. Your role is 13:0313 minutes, 3 seconds, not to control the process. Your role is to remain ready for it. Remain steady. 13:08, 13 minutes, 8 seconds. Remain patient. Remain connected to the values that keep you grounded. Because while your soulmate is learning, 13:1513 minutes, 15 seconds, difficult lessons about themselves, you are learning equally valuable lessons about trust. Trust is not believing that 13:2313 minutes, 23 seconds. Everything will happen exactly the way you expect. Trust is believing that clarity will arrive when it is meant to. 13:2913 minutes, 29 seconds arrive. Trust is choosing peace even when answers have not fully appeared. 13:3513 minutes, 35 seconds. Trust is understanding that some things require time to develop properly. And this connection is one of those things. 13:4213 minutes, 42 seconds. There are still truths waiting to surface, still conversations waiting to happen, still decisions waiting to be made. But the pressure building inside, 13:5113 minutes, 51 seconds. Your soulmate is bringing them closer to those moments every day. They may not move as quickly as you wish. They may not always communicate perfectly. 14:0014 minutes may not have every answer. But change is taking place, and change always begins internally before it becomes visible externally. The signs are already there. 14:1114 minutes. 11 seconds, a shift in perspective, a growing awareness, a deeper honesty with themselves, a recognition that certain things can no longer remain hidden. 14:22 minutes, 22 seconds. Those signs matter. Trust is not believing that everything will happen exactly the way you expect. Trust is believing that clarity will arrive when 14:14 minutes, 30 seconds it is meant to arrive. Trust is choosing peace even when answers have not fully appeared. Trust is understanding that 14:14 minutes, 38 seconds. Some things require time to develop properly. And this connection is one of those things. There are still truths waiting to surface, still conversations. 14:14 minutes, 48 seconds waiting to happen, still decisions waiting to be made. But the pressure building inside your soulmate is bringing them closer to those moments. 14:5614 minutes, 56 seconds every day. They may not move as quickly as you wish. They may not always communicate perfectly. They may not have 15:0315 minutes, 3 seconds every answer. But change is taking place, and change always begins internally before it becomes visible externally. The signs are already there. 15:1315 minutes, 13 seconds, a shift in perspective, a growing awareness, a deeper honesty with themselves, a recognition that certain things can no longer remain hidden. 15:23 minutes, 23 seconds, those signs matter. This is often the moment when life begins demanding honesty. A person can avoid the truth. 15:3115 minutes, 31 seconds for a season. They can distract themselves. They can bury emotions beneath responsibilities. 15:38 minutes, 38 seconds. They can convince themselves that certain feelings are no longer important. But eventually life creates circumstances that force a choice.